from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on Listen to the Cochran Show. We're so happy to have you. It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. Ask me anything. Just ask me anything. It doesn't matter. But ask me, don't ask Richard, because he doesn't care. He just starts talking anyway. You ought to watch, which show is it? The last one? With Carolyn? No, Alex. And how many times you totally talk over me and interrupt me.
Well, I mean, I thought you needed help.
It was...
I mean, I can see when you're struggling. Like right now, you're struggling. Welcome to the Cindy Cochran Show.
I said that.
Sponsored by Wootton Financial Group.
Call them. Ever thinking
For your
about
financial
retirement? Call them.
future, call Wootton Financial Group here in the Conroe, Montgomery County area.
Chris Wootton, the guru. And he will help you with your financial plans, with how to grow your portfolio.
Here we go. You're struggling again. Just visit WoottonFinancial.com. Like, there you go. Not hard.
See? You just take over. You just rip
it.
No, you just rip all my credibility away from me and make me act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
Anyway, see, and then you make me forget too. You know how easily I forget stuff. And you do that. I know. So anyway, it is Tuesday, and this is exciting because, well, number one, Israel's about to blow Iran out of the water.
You like that? That excites you?
Mm-hmm.
You like getting that tweet?
Yeah, Donald, he keeps me up on what's going on. And he said, yeah, I told him I could finish it off.
You like that?
They would have never had a war if I'd been president. It's all their fault.
Okay, whatever you're chewing on, you got to get rid of it.
Oh, I usually do throw my gum away. I'm sorry.
That's gum?
Yeah.
It looks like it was a sucker. You're like
No, it's like 3 pieces of gum.
Jeez.
So, I'm sorry. But anyway, so the vice president's nominated people for vice president are going to have their own debate tonight. And so this is Walsh and Vance.
Yay.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, it's going to be fun because there couldn't be two more opposites attract kind of thing. It's just they are so different ideologically. I can't say that
that's
word.
the idea.
Yes, their ideas are totally different, and so it's going to be fun because this is what you look forward to, I think, because with Trump and Kamala, you couldn't get anything out of Kamala except to make Trump mad. So all Trump did was just, he ranted. He got mad. And even though he was telling the truth and everything.
Oh, yeah, totally. 100% truth.
He
I love it. I love all these. I can't believe you consume yourself with this stuff.
It's because everyone should know. Everyone should know what's going on, what's happening,
Okay.
and the thing about the strike with the longshoremen. Oh my goodness, that's going to affect everybody. I bet you Walmart was
I
crowded
feel
today.
like since COVID, there's like every year something's got to go on.
The October surprise.
Well, no, it's just like strikes or then like the next year by now, I'd be like, oh, I can't get any toilet paper anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you need to stock up on toilet paper, water, and that's what's so bad is everybody around Florida.
What are you getting right now? What are you doing?
I was just trying to find.
Your phone?
No, I threw it. You made me throw it away with my.
What are you
That's a
doing?
Kleenex, and I just threw it away because you told me to throw my gum out, and I threw it away.
So you need more Kleenex? Is that what you're telling me?
No, this is fine. This is it. This was it. I didn't just pick this out.
So it's my fault that you threw it away.
Yeah.
And I get it. I'm used to being blamed for things.
I want to. Yeah. No, I'm the ones that used to blame me for everything.
Well, you should blame yourself. You threw it away. So yeah.
I was just telling you what incentivized me to throw it away.
Oh, okay.
It was you. So they've got the supply chain.
Yeah, and I hear there's an AC problem too.
I was trying to totally ignore it. You know,
It's hot. It's hot in here.
It is so hot in here.
At least it's not like the old studio
Yeah,
where it would get really hot.
really, 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 really hot. Yes, Richard's just
I'm used to
mad
this.
because you're not the only hottest thing in the room now.
Oh yeah, way to go, AC.
Taking my thunder away from me, but so much is going on, wars, and
Yeah,
we have strikes.
Yeah, it's called life. There's always stuff going on.
I know, but this is going to affect everybody, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like they just make it up as they go now. It's like, oh, you know what? We're going to have a problem with this. Oh, it's because there was a strike.
Yeah, but let's see what the prices do at the grocery
Well, that's what I'm
store.
saying. It's like,
Yeah.
if I was a guy who'd make eggs, I would just jack it up. I'd be like, what are they going to do, blame us? No.
No.
We got the COVID thing covered for at least the next 10 years. Just keep jacking the price up.
I always thought,
Oh, they're on strike? Yeah, because we import so many eggs. Yeah, jack it up. The dock workers.
I always blamed the weather people for when the
hurricanes?
they said hurricanes. No,
Yeah. You love
I don't
blaming
blame 'em for
people.
I don't blame them for the hurricane, the reporting of the hurricane,
Yeah.
and the breathless, urgency of everything. And so everybody goes and just totally clears the water and the diapers and everything. They all get taken away, and then it passes us, or it's not as bad. It just becomes like a
But I can't
tropical
blame people
thing.
for that.
But
Wouldn't you want to be prepared?
no, I'm saying I blame the weather people for being like that. And they send everybody to the grocery store. So I don't know if there's like a conspiracy between the grocery store and the weather people,
Yeah.
that makes everybody feel like you better go get it right now. But this, they're saying because the longshoremen and the strike that's going on and the demands that the longshoremen want are kind of,
Because you're an expert in union
Over the-
negotiations. I love it. All right, let's send in
I'm
Cindy.
doing a
Let's send it. Let's see what this is for me is seeing how much you can memorize Fox News. So I'm just listening to you. I'm like, let's see how on point she is. I'll check out Fox News after the show. I'm like, let's see how much she actually remembered correctly.
to see if it. See, just like one of the guys. Whenever I was a minister at Grace Crossing,
They allowed women. to
no,
be ministers?
I was just doing all the videos and stuff.
Okay.
So I was like minister of communications or entertainment or
Yeah, I can't
whatever.
believe they gave you a title.
Yeah, I know, and you
Probably
can do
because you
that.
wouldn't shut up about it.
No, but you can the head preacher can certify someone to be a minister.
Or they do it with a sword or something. How do they certify you?
They have to put up a certificate and let
You go online
and let the city know.
Become an ordained priest or
because they
whatever
said
it is.
now you can go to the hospitals and park where the ministers park, and now you can they were talking about all the different things. I said, "Can I marry anyone?" And they went, "Yes, of course. Yeah, you are an ordained minister.
Yeah.
It's okay."
You chose the right religion to allow you to marry.
But then when he left,
I can't imagine like people becoming like a Catholic priest today. Like people younger than me, or there's going to be a handful are going through that whole thing. Because the whole world is at your fingertips now, and it's like, do I really want to do that? Like,
I agree.
Like I have like a calling, but it's not that specific. Like, oh, you can't get married. That's kind of a deal breaker for me, guys. Like I can't have a companion.
Well, I mean,
like I'm pretty sure the higher up you get as like a cardinal, you're not allowed to be married. Or can cardinals get married?
No. Paul, the Apostle Paul said, "I wish you could be like me." He was single, and
they're permitted not to marry because they have to. There's a strict rule of celibacy at one point.
Yeah, that's what they take. The celibacy.
Isn't that awesome? Can you imagine being in a room with like 200 dudes who are celibate?
No, I've never been in a room with
like that would be that's all I would be thinking about if I went to go visit the Vatican. I'm like, all these people are celibate. It's crazy.
Well, that's what they're supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, I know, but it's just funny to me. Like they're probably like high tension. You know.
I'm not angry. Shut up.
That's why that's why that certain sect like whip themselves because they had to get the anger out because they're.
But Paul was saying if you can't stay away from your virgin, then marry. Like he said. But I wish you could be like me.
Yeah, but that's the worst thing about men is we try to compare ourselves to other men. Like, why would I want to be like you do? I want to be like me.
No, he was just saying.
No, it sounded like he had an ego.
Single. He was single.
He was basically saying, I'm better than you because I can be celibate.
No, he was just saying if you could, that would be better because we're going to be doing so much,
But so we would have that
traveling.
We would have that awkward conversation with him again because like the next time I see him, I would have a baby, and he'd be like, "Hey, we're actually looking for more people to join." I'm like, that's your fault. Like you're the one that chose not to have a baby, dog. Like you're not having my baby.
Man, I couldn't follow that at all.
Because he's celibate, so you can't have children. But
right,
the church is always looking
that.
for people, and it's like, hey, you're
So
the one that chose not to populate. Like you can't come to me with your problems now. I'm the one that said no. I can't stay away from the virgin. Sorry or whatever. It's like I can't help you, man. Like what?
Everybody at home that goes to church and goes, wait a minute, what is this? Is she? No, that it says that. That's what he said.
Oh no, I get it. It's just funny to me. It's like to me, some of the things the church sets up, it defeats itself just by existing. It's like, why do that, guys? Like you could literally have more people in your church, and you can control them even more.
No, except that to get them into the church,
like the
they
Cardinals,
would have to understand.
Like the Cardinals, if they could have kids and be married, the church would be a lot more powerful.
But what the leaders believe is
I get
that
it.
they're
They set that up.
distracted
Yeah,
by
but
the family.
They change that stuff up every 100 years, man. Like there's like, oh, we don't really like. We want to eat shellfish. We got to change that. Okay.
You know why they did that? Why they?
Well, it's probably because Jesus said it was okay.
No. Why they said no?
I'm kidding.
That you couldn't. That you had to eat fish on Friday. It was because the fishing, conglomerate around there was the people weren't eating as much fish as they needed to. So if they had it come through the cardinal or the king,
it's smart.
And said,
it's smart business. See,
"This
if I
is
was
what
the
you
egg
need to
guy, I
do."
would do the same thing.
But they attached a holy,
I get
thing with it and caused it to be. So you have to do that.
Yeah.
It's just, shame on you. But
that was one of my first capitalistic thoughts was in church. I was like, I need to do grape juice and I need to make these wafers. I was like, I need to get in that business.
Well, mine was
because you don't have to make them taste good.
The
It just has to be made.
I'm going to finish. The preacher said, whatever you give, God will give you back double. So I was sitting there holding a 25 cent, a quarter, and a 50-cent piece, and I went, okay, I'm going to put this 50-cent piece in, and I'm going to see if I get $1 back today. And it was that was my first capitalistic thought about the church. But
why didn't you give all of it? And I think that was the point. You're supposed to give all of it.
No, that was my allowance. So I gave the biggest part of my allowance to the church.
Oh, you're not going to stick to the 10%, the tithe?
No.
No.
I think it's like what you can afford or what you can do. 10% would be a good place
Well,
to
if
start.
I use the restroom, I'll jump it up.
If you would,
If I use the restroom there,
then
I'll jump up the money how much I give.
You'll
I'll be like,
do more.
I used your potty. Here's an extra $1.
I took your grape juice and cracker.
No, I'm going to sell that. That'd be awesome.
Oh, Richard. Oh, my notes. Richard, you don't sell
To the churches.
communion.
You sell it to the churches. They don't make that stuff there. They buy grape juice.
No, they have now. COVID messed up where the men came down the aisle and they passed the tray with the
I can't believe they
cracker.
follow those rules. I would like, screw that.
What, the COVID rules?
Yeah, it's a church. They've been doing the same thing for so long. Like, you can't tell us what to do.
Well, I thought it'd be fun not to obey them and see them come try and
Yeah, I mean,
arrest
that's kind of
everybody.
like where it all started, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that kind of how this country started? So why give in, guys?
It's true. I thought, man, my mom would be turning over in her grave if she thought we weren't going to come to worship. We were going to watch it on TV. This is going to
No,
be...
I just look at the guy like, you got to feed me that. We're doing that. I think that's in Catholic in Mass they feed you.
Yeah, in Mass they do.
Yeah,
They put it on your
it's
tongue.
it's really
and all
funny.
But
I'm like just staring at him like, yeah, give me that.
stick your tongue out.
Yeah, it's so great. So many weirdos. I love it.
It's not weirdo. I mean,
It is
in
weird,
their mi- no,
Cindy. That's weird.
It's in their mind, but they're it's that they
And
believe
you drink from
that
the same cup.
the
Like, that's
broke-
weird.
That's been forever. Even
Oh, I
Church
know.
of Christ, they used to do.
Oh, I know.
one
And then
cup.
like you can have wine or grape juice. You can get to choose in certain churches. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, in certain masses.
Well,
I check out a lot of different places. I like
as
this.
long as that grape juice sat up in that shelf, I knew it had to have been wine by the time we got it because it seemed like
I don't know
they
if
took
that's how
so
it
long
works.
before you ever drank it again. But I love to go with my mom when she would do the trays because my brother and I would sit there and sip on the cups with the grape juice in them. But anyway,
that grape juice is always good too. It's nice and cold.
yeah, because I kept it refrigerated.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it
Nothing
was.
like, nothing like a fresh glass of grape juice.
I've been to some little churches where I know how they've had that in there a long time because there's not many people there,
Yeah.
and it was very sour. It was very sour.
Not a good year.
When year did you? That was 1942, and
Well, I actually never enjoyed that process because for some reason I was always so hungry going to church. Like I was starving.
you didn't have breakfast.
No, because we went to church at like 7 a.m. And I'm like, you think I'm a kid? I think I'm gonna like take time and make sure I wake up and have breakfast.
Were you
Not-
Presbyterian?
We're Presbyterian, yeah.
Yeah. And so 7:00 they
Oh,
started
yeah.
service.
Yeah.
Yikes! They have two or three services.
Probably at the time,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. But
Yeah, that's our.
we were early risers as a family on Sundays.
One thing I thought one preacher did that was pretty smart because whenever they did the time change, it was when, like, I was going to church. It was very early, and they said, "Okay, now they're going to have the time change, but I want you to go home next week. Just keep your clocks the way they're supposed to be. We're going to have it the same time, but when you get home, then go ahead and put it up an hour later, so you wouldn't be confused." And it worked. That was a good idea. It either gave you 2 hours extra sleep or an hour.
Cool.
It was good. Okay, so anyway, what started that conversation? I was going to tell Alex.
We're talking about 200 celibate men in a room making decisions.
Trying to make decisions. No.
Oh, man.
Listen, because you told me no talk religion. All right, so
Well, that's the facts. There's 200 plus celibate men hanging out making a decision somewhere. Like that's happening right now.
wouldn't you like to interview them and ask them, do you really like this?
No,
And-
see, the worst thing about interviewing people on that kind of premise is you're never going to get 100% the truth.
Yeah, because they'll be they'll be excommunicated or
Well, I mean, there's a lot of risk involved, so it's just kind of like you're going to get the same answers.
right. Well,
So that's not exciting for me. If I was interviewing them, I would want to get like I want to read people their mind. Like, tell me what you really think.
well, I like the ones that left the church and to interview one of them.
Yeah, and he probably got married and had kids. And he's
Yes,
like,
they did.
He's like, I wanted.
Immediately.
He's like, I wanted to have kids.
Yeah, immediately. But I just wondered how they were treated after that. How were they?
Being
And
excommunicated.
did they go to were they still a Catholic or what?
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you're excommunicated, that's
Well, I don't think you get excommunicated for leaving the church. I think you get excommunicated for doing something bad, and then they're like, "Hey, you're out." Because I think you can voluntarily say, "Hey, actually, I'm going to go. I have another calling," and I don't think they'd be mad at you for that.
okay. Is it you got a better calling than from God? What
Yeah,
did,
I'm
what
like,
did you
yeah,
get?
populate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
listen.
they ironically become Mormon and have like 10 wives. Convenient, right?
Yeah, but if you become Muslim, you could have 84.
Do they have?
virgins.
Well, that's if you die. I'm talking about right
that's
now.
what I mean, but that's your reward
That's cool.
when you die.
But I want it right now.
You'd probably be okay. They'd probably be okay if you want to have
Have
it now.
84.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can.
IOU.
You can choose.
It's an I get a loan.
No, but they
Can I
they
get
say,
a loan, guys?
No, they say, "Can I?" No, I want to choose my own. Is that okay, or is it going to be a surprise when I get there? I don't know.
I don't think you really care. No one knows.
I think it's going to be a surprise that may
Yeah.
not happen. But if that did,
Well, hopefully it's not like progressive heaven. Because you have to do all the pronouns and everything. That would actually
God must
be,
think that's pretty
That would
funny.
be kind of funny. It's like I thought I was getting away from all this crap. It's like, nope. It's a new way, guy.
imagine God going like, "I went to so much trouble to make you a man, to give you the him, he, and all that." And
You know what? I had a wild thought today. And this has
Just
to,
today?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, this had to do with timeline
Okay.
stuff, like generation. So, you know how, like in the 80s, entertainment was getting kind of bombarded with like moms against violence and things like that. Like they would do the music industry had that problem where moms were like, "Hey, you got to put something on the album because it has curse words, and you got to do stuff."
Yeah.
And then the same thing with like books and video games and just comic books, all that kind of stuff was going through that weird transition of like, we got to protect our kids. So I had this weird thought today about that because I'm at the age where people my age are those women complaining about protecting our kids. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I wonder what today's like activism for people my age, like the moms and some of the dads, I guess.
It's got to be the same thing.
I don't think the
about-
dads really care. I think they like rock and roll. I think majority of the dads are like, yeah, this is cool.
No, the mom's probably saying, coming up to the teachers or going up to the schools and saying, "Listen, I want to tell you something. If I ever find out that you've drugged my kid out of class and said, you know what, you're not a boy, you're a girl."
Yeah, I can see that. But
And let's have
I can
it-
see that.
And we're not going to tell your
But I'm
parents.
talking about a more organized way. Like, what is?
That's pretty. What are you talking about? That's pretty organized. They've all the teachers are expected to. If you want to keep
Oh,
your
yeah.
job,
Oh, yeah,
you've
yeah.
got to do this and you got to do that.
No, I get it.
And so that's what I would worry about as a parent. I'd say,
But I also wonder what
have
the
a
future
problem.
one, because I would say the person my age's oldest kid, I want to say they're like now they're 13 or 14. So they had a child very young.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
social circle. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I wonder what the next thing's like. What are they going to complain about? What's like? I'm not saying that specific friend. I mean, it's like our generation. What are we going to complain about?
well, imagine they're teaching their kids right now in elementary school that you can keep things from your parents and you don't have to do everything your
Yeah, I
parents
did that
say.
already. I already did that.
Well, I mean, that's been around a long time, but it's starting to get more prevalent, and they see it on TV.
But
They see all
again,
these college kids.
my
going,
advice is let the Cardinals not be celibate. Have the kids, and you can control it.
You think if
Yeah, like you indoctrinate those kids early. Y'all clearly didn't do a good job. I mean, growing up, for me, I always respected my parents, but they didn't necessarily say I had to listen to them all the time.
But they get to a point where they start testing their freedom to choose and their right to choose, and then they want to tell you what to do. And not until they get older do you get smarter. So
sometimes
that's what every person. I remember the guy saying, "I thought my dad was the dumbest person on earth. He didn't know nothing. I couldn't listen to him." But you know what? After I got older, I had kids. I thought, okay, the light came on. I understand why you were that way, Dad, and you were right. And they have to go, "You're right," and the dad's so excited to hear something like that.
Because I guess I don't really understand what the small children are involved with today. Like, the only thing that would frighten me is YouTube and the internet. But but if you spend a couple hours, you can learn how to protect your kid, kind of like a baseline protection with that. But you just have to research it. Like, it's...
So you can't block...
Yeah, so you can set certain rules on devices and things like that. But you just have to learn how to do it. But I meant more of, like, bigger scale. It's like, we can't like Justin Bieber anymore because, whatever reason.
Yeah, because it's hard when you have to ask your teenagers, "Could you come show me how I can block you from TikTok?"
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, it just doesn't work that way.
I do that for my nephews.
You do?
Yeah. It's very awkward. I mean, it wasn't too awkward because, I mean, we're guys. So it's like, yeah, I've been there, man. Like, don't do these things. Don't do that. Don't download that. Don't go there. And I was like...
Were you embarrassed?
No, he was. And I was like, but the reason I'm telling you not to do this is because you're going to get a virus. And we don't want to have a virus, right? He's like, no. I'm like...
What you're talking about, the virus is going to be on the phone. You're saying you do that with TikTok or whatever, and you're going to get a virus on the phone. You're talking about something else. Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
Black market stuff.
Okay.
He's a creative kid. I liked it. I was like, I see a lot of me in you, but let's just let you know, let's look at the consequences down the line.
Yeah.
Here are the consequences. Viruses.
Yes. And I'm living in a van down by the river, so you got to not do that.
Well, TikTok's even crazier because you don't know who these people really are.
No, that's right.
So they could just be spouting anything about, if you mix 2 tablespoons of salt and then pour in this stuff, like, you grow.
Oh, listen, I got a text from
here we go.
Amazon, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And Amazon said that they want to make sure that I'm the one that ordered this from New Delhi, India. And then they never told me what it was or anything. They didn't give me any information. And it says, go to this website, to this website.
No.
Don't click on it.
No.
I didn't. I didn't.
I wouldn't click on anything that comes through your phone.
Oh.
And, like, I would just go to your Amazon account immediately and just check that out. Don't click, like, go through what Amazon is. And you probably don't know how to do that.
No.
And
Tim,
here we go.
Tim, my son-in-law, was the one who created the Amazon account.
Yeah.
Because he had to use my card to order stuff to do the house, work on the house in Willis. It's all no. So I wasn't paying attention. He tried to show me, but I just had too many other things I was thinking about. So now, and my sister's trying to explain to me, listen, anybody can copy their logo. Anybody can send you a text with their logo on it. You just don't do it. And I said, but what if it was true and I needed to say, this is not me, so they would go ahead and deny it?
I would immediately check your account before answering anybody.
I don't know what.
Then call Tim.
Call Tim. Okay. All right, I'll do that.
I thought that was a fun thought. I was like, all right, so people my age are moms and dads. Like, what's going to be the social issue we're going to campaign for? How to save our children.
What do you think? Do your nephews try and charge things on
all the time.
Mom's phone?
That was actually recently happened.
Oh, how much do they charge?
I think like total, like $200. I think total.
Yeah, well,
I had to explain that to the parents and then the grandparents, my parents, and Had to talk to him about it because it's like, see, the worst thing about that is I'm an outsider in that scenario. Mm-hmm. But he, like in this particular instance, I was like, he's 13, 14. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
So there's got to be a punishment involved in this.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like he was 6 years old and he was just pushing buttons and it was like having fun. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they punished him. And I was like, that's wild to me. Like, if I had a kid that spent $200 and he's like 14, 15, it's like he basically just old school went into my wallet, grabbed $30, and went to, the corner store and bought stuff. Mm-hmm. So.
No, that's just bad. Now, of course, my grandchildren are totally transparent. They tell me when they've ordered something. If they'll come ask me, too. They'll say, is it okay if I DoorDash? Is it okay if I get something?
Well, that's probably because you do somewhat monitor. That's what I was actually, one thing I was asking this kid. I was like, do you not think anyone would find out about this? Like, how do you, because that money's coming out of someone else's pocket. So.
Does he have a real understanding of the card and where?
No, I think he has an understanding. I think he just doesn't get punished. So he's like, I really wanted that. And it's like little charges, like $1, $10, $5.
Uh-huh. Add up.
And, yeah.
See,
like he got me. I remember he was like 8, and he was visiting me, and I let him play the Xbox. And next, I was like in the other room working on something, and I get an email. It's like, hey, $10. And I was like, that's weird. I never buy anything through this Xbox. I always buy physical. And I go in there, like, do you buy something? I got this police car. So you bought something? Oh, yeah. Like, you got $10 on you? No? Well, then get up. You're not playing anymore. And then I went to my sister. I was like, I need $10 from you because your kid did that.
That's the most sickening feeling. I kept getting Microsoft charges. And I'm going like, so I went to the bank to tell them about this. I didn't do this. And they said, yes, but do you have any teenagers in your?
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah. I said, check that first. And then. And
that's what it was.
That's what it was. That they were on the games and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was just stupid on my, because I don't understand it. I don't understand, that they put that card up on there, and those kids and their friends and everybody else comes on, and they know how to hack into it real easy. And with me, it was really easy. So I've had my card hacked probably 3 times now. How many times have you been hacked?
0.
Never. Do you have a card?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also something where I'm very conscious when I use the card. I like using cash.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll use the card at places I trust. Like, if I know the owner of the place, for sure use the card. Because I can easily call him and get an answer, or her. Okay. I'm like, hey, clearly it was stolen from your place. So you either need to check this out or something.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, that's nice. It's nice if you can do that, but
and I have a specific card for anything online.
Oh, you mean like Amazon?
Yeah, and all that stuff. It's a separate physical one.
Okay. Well,
because most of the time, like, Amazon's not going to get hacked, and your information isn't going to get
really
jacked. Yeah.
Why? It's so popular. It's so
I know, but
big.
they spend a lot of money protecting it.
They do.
Yeah.
I got a letter from, it's called Chance.
Do you not check your bank account?
Yes, every day.
Yeah, every morning I get an email, and I check it.
That I'm not checking it? What did you say? You said, do you check your email? And I say, yeah, every day. And they said, I got an email.
Check your bank account.
Yeah. Do you check my bank account?
Yeah, I can if you want me to.
Okay.
Sounds like you need Tim to look at it every day.
Yeah.
Because you're just clicking things on your phone. This is a hot stud.
No.
Want to see more? Yeah.
Not anymore. I just now that house is finished with people working on it, I'm trying to get them to give me invoices on all the stuff that they spent on that house because I have to then report.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, for taxes and stuff. Shut up. I have I have to do that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like it's kind of funny in the mid 70s you're finally becoming an adult.
That is so true.
It's kind of funny. I
It's
like
kind
it.
of forced on me. I wasn't planning on this because I thought for sure I was going to go first and then Sam take care of everything.
You had a rocky decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It has been.
It is what it is, though, Cindy. So you gotta.
But I have learned.
You have a good support system, and
yeah, and I have a lot of good people around.
you still
me.
haven't taken my suggestion, getting Life Alert, and then getting a tattoo.
Getting a tattoo.
Did I tell you I found that?
What does the tattoo say? What is
well, it's
supposed
your
to
name,
say?
your blood type, and your disability,
And
which is diabetes. So it's like you're type 2.
and who to call? I'm gonna get your name. I'll tattoo
That's fine with me.
your phone number.
I'd be very proud to answer that phone call.
You would?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah,
That's
I'd be
so
like,
sweet.
I go, you mean Cindy Cochran? They're like, yeah, I was like, you better check her trunk. Because she owes me money and there's drugs. Dude, I was reading this thing about they were making warnings about the hurricane over in the Carolinas and Florida and everything. And one guy, like, they put out a deal, like, on Twitter, is basically saying, like, hey, if you're staying at home, make sure to write your name and, write it on your body so we know we can identify you. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Ooh,
Like,
no, that's scary.
I know, but it's just,
That'd make me leave. That'd make me go ahead. I'm gonna. Just
well, yeah,
go
you
ahead.
understand. Like, that's the
Evacuate.
warning. It's not like, hey, make sure we're prepared. It's like, hey, just to make our job easier, if you like lose your head, and it's like, we need you to just write it on you, dude.
No, because then that gives you a picture. These volunteers will be charging into your house, and because you haven't responded back to anybody, and they find out that you've passed out or whatever, and they go over and rip your clothes off so they can read what's her name, what is she, and they go like, oh my gosh, and she should have lost some weight, but you never know what they could go and find. That's why you're always supposed to keep your house clean, where
In case you have a hurricane.
where poor people. Oh, it's so you can't recognize it. That's what I'd want if I was.
I know, but
hurricane.
it's just funny how, like, that's probably the norm for the past 400 years to, like, mark your body or do something to help people. But it's just that's on a Twitter. It's like, oh, hey, just heads up.
You're gonna
Hell
have
is
to-
literally coming to our area. And so for us to be able to properly identify you, put that on you.
But poor Santos, because he had so many things lined up, ready to go. He had thousands of people standing on by. As soon as that thing passed through there, he was putting it on the street and all that. They had no idea that thing was going to go up around there and just destroy. And a lot of like people from North Carolina and all weren't expecting that strong of a storm.
That's crazy.
So it was, but DeSantos had done so much.
If only that
so many
weatherman
things.
warned them.
They had been warning and being warned
Yeah.
every morning. She talked about.
Yeah, I just imagine,
like a big
you're
one.
checking the announcements, and it's like, we're going to be fine, honey. Get the kids. We're going to be fine. Oh, here's a marker. What's the marker for, sweetie? Oh, we got to write the names. And you know how much distrust you get if you're, like, taking care of a family and be like, wait a second, why are we writing this on? Because we could die. Let's stay here. We could die.
Here's the marks a lot.
yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I think you should just get a tattoo, though, so that way you don't have to worry about that.
What? Go ahead and mark my.
Yeah, just go ahead and do
Have
it.
a tattoo
In case you get
put on?
lost or something, and like you just roll up your sleeve, and there it is.
Getting lost would be, I mean, they give me every scenario every day about things that could happen to me, and
I'm waiting for the silver alert to pop up. I'm like, I know who that is.
no, but I'm tagged with everything, so
Yeah.
they can all find me.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
And especially Cindy. And what's so bad is that Cindy was the only one that could understand
Yeah.
what the AirTag was. And so she was trying to help Sam understand it. And everybody, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to watch. You can
How
watch
long
where
do
the
the
car
batteries
goes and all.
last on those things?
What?
The batteries.
What about them?
How long do they last for the AirTags?
Oh. Yeah. That's a good point.
1 year.
1 year. Okay. It's probably coming up on that then for sure. But she's the only one that understood it. And so she's the first one on the list that it notifies whenever I get home. And she said,
That's creepy.
they'll say,
That's so creepy.
say, Cindy Combs was notified at this time.
Yeah.
And she's at school. She's in school, and it notifies her every time I go and come back. I tried to tell him, I said, you see how many times I leave and come back okay, and I'm all right. And every time I go up and down the stairs, you know, a lot of y'all aren't home. And so I go up and down the stairs with Maddie, and Maddie follows me and gets in front of me and keeps watching, make sure I don't fall on her. And so it's perfect. You know, like, you have to understand, I'm better than I was. I was bad, but I did have to tell a guy at the airport. It's the first time I've had to tell him. He said, do you have any kind of metal on you at all? And I said, well, my ribs are held together with titanium. Does that count? And he goes, titanium? I know wait a minute. Hey, Bob, can somebody come through if their ribs are put together with titanium? He just yelled it across the face. And he said, yes, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm
fine.
part robot.
It's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't go off.
We got about 10 more minutes.
Yes. So guess what Richard had this week?
Well, I do want to let your listeners know you will not be having a show tomorrow or
Oh, you're going to do
Thursday.
that?
I want to let people know that if we're looking for guests for your show.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
So contact the station.
I would
There you go.
love
That's it.
to have anyone that you know that might have an interesting job, or they have written a book, or they're writing a book, or they're, you know, a teacher that was teacher of the year, or whatever that needs to be someone that needs to attention brought to all the things that they've done. Please use this show to have that happen. I will be more than happy to have them on the show. So all you have to do is call Richard.
Yeah.
And
I might pick up.
And here's his number.
It just kind of depends.
Go to Lone Star Community Radio and /
Let's go to people are smart. Just look up Lone Star Community Radio. There you go.
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Community Radio.
And then you can email Richard.
Real easy.
That's real easy. And then he will call, or I will call you, and we'll get you on the show.
Yeah, she won't stop calling you.
Okay. All right. And so, anyway, it's very easy, and it's fun. And because I like to have the community in. A lot of people think it's going to be something really, you know, nothing to get nervous about. Because you've seen the show. You see, we just talk, and we find out about the people. Richard and I argue, and it's just it's a lot of fun. And new business, if you know someone with a new business, or you have a new business and you'd like to promote it, it's free. It's FREE, free, to come over here and expose yourself to everybody. That didn't sound right. And exposure and tell people about your business.
You're doing great.
Oh, when we get off the air, he's going to say, Cindy, let me do
I got
this.
another show coming in after yours, so we're not even going to talk.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Push you out.
Armando's coming on, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right, that's fine. You can push me out. All right, so anyway, I'll be gone tomorrow. And so would Richard. We won't have a show tomorrow. The computer, AI, picks out the show they think you ought to hear, right?
Sure.
Okay, so.
I've already explained it to you like 10 times, so I'm going to say sure when it comes to those kind of discussions.
He just wants to hurry and get this off the air. It's so hot in here.
I know. That's why I'm like, all right, cool. No. Anything else? We got a couple minutes.
Well, he had a date, and
it was great.
We wanted to talk about his date, but I guess we'll have to wait till next week. Okay. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and be sure and call somebody you love. And first responders, we love you so much. Love you so much. And Chris Wootton, thank you so much for loving us and believing in us and being our sponsor. Okay, I'm off. Bye. See ya.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.